Now, let's move to the FRCS Edinburgh. So, FRCS Edinburgh is a qualification offered by the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh. And this pathway has been discontinued for quite good few years since 2021. As you remember, I told you that there was a collaboration between the ICO and the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh. This collaboration discontinued, and since that time, the only part that has been offered for FRCS Edinburgh was part 3, only the third part. So in this third part, you start by a written exam, and this written exam needs you to have 4 years of clinical experience, and you are already eligible for FRCS Edinburgh. And by eligibility, it can be either through the old style exams, like for example me, I did part 1 FRCS Edinburgh, part 2 the old style, when the second part was an oral and OSCE exam. So it was like a full oral and OSCE exam with a refraction test, and then after passing it, I have had the FRCS Edinburgh. So this is I have FRCS Edinburgh through this route, or the new style during the collaboration with the ICO, where you have obtained FRCS Edinburgh through the collaboration between the ICO and the Edinburgh before 2021. So either this or that, you become eligible to FRCS, then only then you become eligible to part 3 exam. And after passing part 3 exam, you become eligible to part 3 oral exam. However, as we mentioned, there is the advanced 180. So ICO advanced 180, if you have passed this exam, it can exempt you from the written exam, and you become eligible straight ahead to the oral exam, and after that you become certified with the FRCS Edinburgh. So as you can see, it is only oral exam, there is no OSCE so far. So this is the pathway of the FRCS Edinburgh as we speak now. And here is the news. Big news. Like after 4 or 5 years of discontinuity of these exams, now the exam is going to be reinstated again as a normal fellowship exam. So just a few weeks ago, the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh has announced that it will restart the old or their new style exam. So starting from 2027, there will be a new structure to the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh exams, starting by part 1, part 2, and part 3. So as we speak now, we only know that part 1 will be a new MCQ paper, obviously in the basic sciences. Part 2 will be a single best answer in clinical sciences. And then part 3 will be a Viva and OSCE exam. This is all what we know for now, and more details will be announced in early 2027. But this is great news for those who are thinking about the FRCS Edinburgh. As I said, for the last 4 or 5 years, there were no route to start the FRCS Edinburgh from the start. But now, new pathway is looming on the horizon to start from the next year. So for now, what is the logistics of the currently available exams? So the written exam is 100 single best answer of 4 hours. However, there is no advertised dates for 2026. The oral exam is 8 stations, each one is 15 minutes. And the venue of the exam, of the oral exam, the last date will be face-to-face in Edinburgh. So the oral exam will be on the 16th and 17th of October 2026. Please, here is like an important announcement. This is going to be the last exam. This is the final exam of the current pathway of the FRCS Edinburgh. After this exam, we don't know what kind of eligibility, what kind of exams that you need to undertake in order to enroll in the FRCS Edinburgh again. But probably you will need to do a new oral and Viva and OSCE exam if you are eligible for this oral exam already. So this is your last chance to get access or to apply for this exam and take the oral and get FRCS Edinburgh with the old pathway before starting the new pathway in 2027. So this is one of the major announcements I wanted to inform you about in this lecture. The fees of this last diet will be £1,395. So what is the pros and cons of the FRCS Edinburgh? It is a very prestigious UK fellowship. It offers you a GMC registration. You can apply for jobs in the UK after gaining this title. It has a wide recognition, and one of the main advantages over the last 3 or 4 years after discontinuation of the collaboration between ICO and Edinburgh, that the last diet is an oral exam only. So it goes without saying that the most difficult part of the third part of an exam would be the practical. This is when your clinical skills, your clinical judgment come to test, and this is where most people would find the challenges. But in the old style, it was an oral exam only, so your clinical skills were not tested in the old style. This is going to change next year. So what are the challenges? As you can imagine, the pathway is actively changing. Every few years, there is a new, different style, different exams. As I said, my old exams were, second part were oral and the clinical, then replaced by the ICO exams. Then now they are replacing it with a theoretical MCQ paper. So as I always say, change is the only constant fact. And if I can tell you like a pearl of wisdom here is that it is now or never. You need to get started, as once you try to think and try to get first steps, you will find that things are evolving rapidly. So all the exemption may vanish in 2027. So I remember from the old style that there were some sort of exemptions from the first part of Edinburgh, but like if you have FRCS of London, but who knows? We never know. We don't know now what kind of exemptions they would offer, what is going to be the exam style. So still we don't know. No UK training, Caesar portfolio pathway entry. As we agreed, if you are into the UK system, then FRCS of London would be the best suit for you. MRCS, well, in the past, first part, second part used to offer you an MRCS. After that, Glasgow offered the MRCS after second part. Would Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh offer MRCS again after the second part? We don't know. We are still waiting for any updates. So what are the exemptions? As we speak for now, the only exemption is the advanced 180 questions. It can exempt you from the written exam. I think the advanced 180 questions have been only offered for maybe for 2 diets. So it is not a quite popular exam, so you will not find a lot of people who have already done this exam.